Hi, I'm Jamela Kosa, and today I'll be sharing with you how to make a lesson for a grade 3 creative art Matisse-inspired art piece. So let me show you what you will need. You will need glue, you will need a pair of scissors, you will need a pencil, a piece of press stick comes handy, a rubber, a box of twisties or a box of crayons. You will need newspaper, which will create contrast, and you need an old book that can afford you paper or paper from anywhere that you can get your hands on. So let's get started. So Matisse-inspired artwork is created by a gentleman by the name of Henry Matisse, and he enjoys sculpturing, and he's famous for his draftsmanship and his fluidity in his art. What I love about this is that he loves looking at the person and looking at how a person moves. And this is a great way to introduce the English verbs, if you please, as well, or to create a written piece from this artwork. Okay, so what will you need? You will need your piece of paper. And what you want is to encourage the kids, let's move that out for now, to think about how their body moves. Okay, and you have your base, your face, and your eyes. You can talk about the eye structure. Do you want the eyes to pop? Are they excited? You can just also, depending on what kind of hair you want, maybe a bit of an afro there, okay? And you want to talk about movement. Maybe they are just standing with their arms. And remember, this is free flow. So you don't want to have the children stuck on the position of their bodies. You want maybe their fingers to show. Okay, are they wearing a dress? And you want their fingers to show. Now, what is great about this artwork is that the focus is on the shadow. Okay, this art piece focuses on the shadow. So that's how you draw. A piece of advice is have the children cut out 2 pieces at once to create that shadow. So I'm going to just show you my finished piece here. Okay, so when I was cutting this was on top of each other. And there's the newspaper. What I created is I cut out a frame. Okay, I'll just show you a backing. What I like is if your newspaper has lots of writing, it just becomes simpler and less distracting to the main picture. If you want, you can also use a magazine piece of paper, which maybe has got a bold color on the outside. Then you want a piece of plain paper for contrast. Then you look at your creative pieces on movement, and what you want to do is talk about the shadow of a person. If I look at the 2 different pieces here, this piece has got greater detail. I can see the shoes, I can see the color of the eyes, the color of the hair, whereas your shadow is quite dark. And then you can look at positioning. When you position, and that's why I didn't stick them down, when you look at positioning, you want that overlapping to happen. So you can position it on the right, depending on the time of the sun. You can even have that art piece come out a little bit out of the piece of paper to create a different scene. You can have the piece of paper, the shadow on the left-hand side, or you want it to directly overlap. You can talk about why the shadow of a person would overlap. And this is quite fun and it's quite personal. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. See you next time.